All right, coaches, in this training, we're going to talk about coach placement strategy. Many of you might have questions as to, when you're signing up your first few coaches, where do you actually place them? What's going to give you the best benefit? So let's go through this very quickly and show you what has been shown to me as far as coach placement strategy in order to help you maximize your business. So as you know, with our businesses, we have two legs. We have a left leg and a right leg. And that's where we place coaches, either on the left side or the right side. But where should you place your first one? Where should you place your second one, third, fourth, beyond? Again, here's what was taught to me and here and how we teach it on our team. We're going to assume that your left leg is going to be what we call your power leg. Now, how will you know what your power leg is? And even if maybe you don't even have a power leg, maybe you're trying to find that out. Your power leg, you'll be able to identify what that is because you'll start seeing other coaches on that side, on that leg. So it might be your right leg or it might be your left leg, depending on where you're placed within your coach's organization. And again, the way you'll see that is you'll see other coaches being placed down that one side. Now, you might be in a situation just like I was in when I first got started as a coach. When I first got started as a coach, I didn't have any power legs. I didn't have anybody that was ever given to me, and so we'll talk about how to deal with that at the end. But for this training right now, we'll just assume that you have a power leg, either your left leg or right leg. And in this example, we're going to assume that it's your left leg that's your power leg. So if that's the case, this is the way we recommend placing your coaches in the order that you should place them. So you have you here. Your first coach should go in that power leg. All right, your first coach, preferably if you're married or have a significant other, preferably not your spouse. Okay, that's the preference. If it is, it is what it is. But that the preference is to not have it be your spouse. And we'll talk about that later on why it's important. But this would be your first coach. Let's say it's your best friend Sue. She would go there. And then if you do have a spouse or significant other, we would recommend placing that coach, your second coach, on your right leg, which is now the leg that you're going to be focused on building. And that's why we recommend placing your spouse there, because that's the leg that you're going to be primarily building, because you're going to have other coaches that continue to fall on your left leg, but we're going to show you how to maximize the compensation plan by building that weak leg or inside leg, which in this example is the right leg. So coach one would go in that power leg, coach two would go in the opposite leg, and then for the next couple of coaches, you're going to leave that placement set to right leg. So coach one, coach two, then you can see here, coach 3, 4, 5. Once you get your 4, because in order to achieve earn diamond coach within Beachbody, the diamond rank, you have to have 4 active coaches on each side. So we recommend going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get your 4 on your right leg or your weak leg, in this case the right leg, and then go back to your left leg and place coaches 6, 7, 8 in that side. And then after that, once you have your 4 over there, you would go back to your right leg and place them over there. And obviously, you're working with these coaches and helping them get to Emerald and promoted in their business, which will help you get promoted in your business, and on and on. But that's how we recommend as far as the structuring, left, right, back and forth, how to do it, to maximize the compensation plan. Now let's talk about the scenario if you're a coach who's just like me. When I got started with my coaching business, I didn't have a power leg. I didn't have anybody who was quote unquote given to me or placed underneath me or spillover coaches, as they're also called. Coaches being placed below me within my organization. I didn't have that. So what I had to do was we had to build both sides evenly. All right. So all we did in that situation was, as you're setting your preferred placement, was we went left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. We just kept going left and right until eventually our team grew and we started seeing a little bit more activity on one side. Then we would focus on the other side to build that up. But that was how we did it. So there's a little less strategy when you're just trying to keep it even like that. If you do have a power leg load, though, this is how we recommend doing it initially, because this is going to create more team cycle bonuses for you as you become Emerald. So what happens is, if you place your first coach here, if your left leg is your power leg, you place your first coach here, your second coach here, and then your third coach over here in the number 6 spot. Well, now you have volume over here, but you're not maximizing your team cycle bonus, team volume over here. So we want to maximize this leg, this pay leg. This is the leg you get paid off of. So if you have, let's say you have 1,000 volume points in this left leg, this power leg from other coaches who are being placed below you, we want to maximize this right leg to get that up so that you can have more team cycle bonuses as you continue to grow your business. So I hope this clears up a little bit as far as coach placement strategy. If you have other questions, be sure to post on the team page. Also, I would recommend, if you don't know if you have a power leg or not, or what side of your coach's organization you're a part of, ask them. Just ask them, am I in your left leg or right leg? That'll help you to determine which leg you should initially set your preferred placement to, and then it'll help you in the future if you don't know that already. So I hope this helps, guys. Again, any other questions, feel free to ask on the team page. That's what we're there for. Talk to you guys soon.